Hey guys, hey, and happy BooTober. Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk to you guys about why being an empath is a blessing and not a curse. So with that said, if you guys haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, and with that said, let's get to talking. I get told by people that being an empath is a curse. You know, they're like, I hate feeling all of these emotions. I hate having to protect myself all the time. Why does this keep happening? You know, why am I feeling like this? I mean, I've had people come to me crying before. I have done readings with other empaths that they are just completely and totally confused, and they're like, I don't want to feel like this, Bri. I just don't. You know, and a lot of times empaths, they don't want to feel. They don't. They've come to a point where they've felt every single emotion out there that is not their own, and they are just done with this world. So what I want you to know is it's okay. You're not alone. There's not just one empath out there, okay? There are many empaths out there. So the very first thing I want you to do is I want you to remember that you're not alone. And to look at it this way, as an empath, you have a gift that some other people don't have. You can help people in a way that other people can't. If you work in the medical field, you can help people because you already know what's wrong with them. You can feel their pain, so you can say, hey, their heart is hurting, their chest is hurting, something's going on here, their head is hurting. You know, I allow myself to feel other people's emotions when I do readings, so I know what they're feeling. Yes, it is highly important to call in protection, but I don't say call in protection all the time so you don't feel what other people are feeling. If you are wanting to use your gifts to help others, it is okay to let those feelings in. You can still do it in a safe and protected way. It doesn't mean that you're letting in the darkness or the negativity. It just means that you're letting that in for that moment so you can feel what that person is feeling. And then you can call back up your protection. Like, you can always say, hey, I just want to be able to feel what they're feeling for a couple of minutes. Please continue to protect me so no dark beings come in, but allow me to feel what they're feeling. And then for just a couple minutes, and then, you know, send it back to them. You also have this ability of taking their pain away and returning it back to the Mother Earth. You know, you have a way, it's kind of like, there's this picture that's floating around where an empath will hug somebody else, and then that darkness kind of starts to fill up in that person, but then the person walking away is full of light. You have that ability. To me, that's a freaking superpower. I love being an empath because I use my gifts to help other people. I use my gifts to find ways to put light into other people so that their darkness doesn't overcome them, so that they hopefully won't have darkness when they walk away from me. I have been told countless times, I touched one of my coworkers' shoulders one time. Her shoulders really hurt. She walked away feeling like 100 times better. And it was before I realized what was really like, that I was an empath and a healer, and that I had many gifts, but I didn't realize it at the time. And when she walked away, my shoulder kind of hurt, and I was like, what the heck's going on here? But she came back, she goes, what did you do? Because I feel so much better. I was like, I don't really know, but apparently I did. That's a superpower, guys. That is a freaking superpower. If you are at all completely and totally confused about it, or you're like, I don't feel like it's a superpower though, here's the thing. When you're an empath, there is a journey. There is a reason why you were here. There is a reason why you're here in this lifetime, and it is to help other people. It is to use your gifts to help others awaken in a way that hopefully won't be like a crash and burn like, you know, mine was. Mine was like boom, 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 boom. I felt like I fell down a hill. I really did. But hopefully eventually it will come to a point where people will awaken and it will be so much easier. That is part of why empaths are here. We were all called here for a reason. We all got this huge signal that said, hey, we need you. Mother Earth sent out a signal for help. We were all called here. We all came back and said, hey, what can we do to help? We all chose this. Whether you want to believe it or not, you chose to live this lifetime and be an empath and to help other people with your empathic gifts. Your superpower. I like to call it a superpower. So one of the biggest things you can do is to help you out is to be the one that calls in your empath. Take ownership of being an empath. Take ownership of that, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever is watching this. Every single morning, be like, I am open and ready to receive my gifts in the most positive way. And it is gonna come to you, and all of a sudden you're gonna be like, okay, there are gonna be times when you can also turn on and off your empathic gifts. You can be walking down the street and not feel what other people are feeling, or if you want to, you can feel what that person is feeling. Then you can turn it back off. Like, you don't always have to be walking down the street feeling what everybody else is feeling. Yes, it takes some time. Yes, it does take some energy, and it takes some learning and getting used to. One of the biggest things, and again, on all my empathic videos, I will probably pull this book out because I freaking love this book, is this one right here, The Empath Experience. This bad boy is amazing. So one of the things I want to do is I want to read the front part because I love this. So I'm going to start down towards the bottom though, because yeah. So, to the sensitive souls who've always felt like you're not from this planet, you are here for a reason. You're here to help create life as we are meant to experience it, heaven on earth at last. You're here to help us all remember who we are and why we came here. You are the awakeners, you are the soul seers, you are the light bearers, you are the visionaries. Your work is simply this: commit unrelentingly to being as authentically you as you could ever possibly be. Always seek, speak, and embody your truth and nothing else. Never quit when your ego or anyone outside of you says it's time to give up. Always lean into trust and faith in you, and know that you're here for greatness, nothing else. Trust your desire and follow your joy. What lights you up is not random. Ask for help when you need to leave. You're never alone, even when you feel like it. Your soul family is all around you. Are you allowing yourself to be seen and heard? Not everyone will understand where you're coming from. Some people in your life will get left behind, or at least it might feel like that. Know that you're not leaving anyone behind, you're just evolving in synchronicity with the divine. Some will be confused. Remember, it's not your responsibility to be understood. You are here to raise questions, explore curiosities, creating the new ways of being we all seek to experience. Some people will feel like you're abandoning them, but what's not meant for you will naturally fall away from your truly shine at your brightest capacity. Those who aren't meant to yet understand will find their way in their own time. It's not up to you to save anyone. In fact, no one needs saving. I love that part. No one needs saving, okay? You are a true perfectionist in every sense of the word. You know that everything is perfect as it is. You can see the gift in every moment. Your deep capacity to feel is a miracle activating within you so many powerful capabilities. Your journey into embodying the fully empowered being that you are will lead you to become the most authentic, loving, powerful version of you that you can possibly be. Don't you see how precious you are? There's no one else like you. And all the while you've learned to look like, be like, act like, and feel like someone else to fit in. To be loved, to be smart, to be cool, to be enough, to feel safe. You know you are at your core all of these things and so much more. There are no words to describe your beauty, your infinite power, your visionary soul, your superpowered empathic, intuitive gifts. You're pure love. You are pure love. I see you, Sid. That is just at the beginning of this book. That right there is a powerful statement all on its own. I highly recommend this book. It calls in protection. It reminds you why you have these superpowers. So, and that's the next thing. Think of it as a superpower and not as a curse. When we stop looking at it as a curse and start looking at it as a blessing, that's when it becomes a blessing. That's when you get to see the light of it. I love being an empath because, like I said, I imagine it as a freaking blessing, like a superpower. I'm just like, yeah, I got the superpower. I'm an empath. What's up? Like, I I love being an empath because it's one of the ways that I help people through my readings. It's one of the ways that I can help other people through my superpower as an empath. So remember that it's not a curse, it's a blessing. And once we start looking at it as a blessing, that's when it becomes a freaking blessing. You know, what we put out is gonna come back. So if you continue to think of your empathic gift as a curse, it's gonna keep coming back to you as a curse. So stop looking at it like that. Stop, please, because being an empath is freaking amazing. I love it. I love being an empath, you know, and I'm a pretty strong empath. Like, I'm a pretty intuitive, strong empath, and it used to take over, and it used to be this thing that I would just let it freaking take over my life, and I could feel everybody else's emotions, and I was a CNA at the time, and I could feel what my patients felt, and I was hurting on the inside just as much as they were, and I couldn't figure it out. And there were times when I was sitting in my bed just like squeezing my hand like, oh my God, why is this happening? And then I stopped doing it. So the next book I highly recommend for anybody going through their spiritual journey or anybody that is an empath is this one. So the Pleiadian Workbook. So I highly recommend this one for any light beings. It really helps. It's got tips and tricks to calm protection. It's got ways that can help you. It's got all the different kinds. Like, I mean, it goes so far. Your higher self, your aura, protection. I mean, this book does a lot. So I am actually doing both of these books at the same time because, whoops, this goes this way. At the same time because I feel like, hey, these are very important, right? So, and these are books that I will probably pull out plenty of different times throughout my life. Like, it's not just to read once and be done. I mean, I'm taking notes in this one, I'm highlighting stuff. I'm doing the same thing with this one. I'm highlighting, I'm taking notes because that's what they're meant for. Do the stuff that they recommend in the books, do the tips and tricks, and then go and find people that are just like you. Go and find other light beings just like you. Remember that you have a freaking superpower and go enjoy it because I love being an empath. So my empathic friends, I hope that this helped you to not only continue on your own journey, but to truly love your empathic abilities. So with that said, I love you guys. Bye.